Hello everybody, this is ZD Sauce and welcome to episode 5 of Omnifactory. We're already on episode 5. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this YouTube thing. I've been uploading daily so far. I guess we'll see how long I can keep that up, but it's been really enjoyable. I'm on top of this tree. It's right next to my base. This tree is just massive. But nice thing about these lumber axes is it should just pretty much all come down. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of wood just from that one tree. 39 pieces, not bad. Cool. Throw some of this stuff away. So, last episode we made some machines. We ended off with making the alloy smelter. And first thing I want to do with this is we can smelt up some red alloy ingots pretty easily using this. Previously we had to basically grind up the copper into dust and then combine it with the redstone. And then smelt that down, because that would get us the dust and we'd smelt that into ingots. But yeah, we need some wires, so it's easy enough. The machines make life a whole lot easier and less resource intensive. Between episodes I went mining a lot more. I basically loaded up on a lot of the different ingots. I made some more drawers as well, one for lead, because I got a good amount more of lead. And then also one for diamonds. I did find a diamond vein using my scanner. So I have a couple stacks of diamond ore here. I haven't smelted those down yet because I'm not really sure if I want to macerate those or not and try to double those if I can. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, for now I'm just going to be pretty much making some red alloys. And then we got some wires. And I'm getting these wires because I want to make some more circuits. So I should have some rubber in here. Plop them in here. And I think something I probably could do is make some kind of hopper. I think this would auto-input with a hopper. Just to feed in the different stacks of redstone. But this is fine for now. It goes pretty quickly. But yeah, now I got a bunch. I got half a stack of red alloys, so that should be good. And I think I should have everything to make some more circuits, because I'm already out of circuits. That's everything, right? So I'll just make a bunch of those. Nice, I got 8 of them. And then these circuits are used in the future to make the processors, which is the next type of circuit board. I think it's in here somewhere. There it is. And you need 4 circuits for one processor, so we are going to need tons of circuits until we get to the next stage. But yeah, so we got a bunch of circuits, and I want to use those circuits. I've kind of laid out a line of things I want to do with the end goal of getting this flux capacitor, just so I can store a little bit more RF in my battery pack. So my one bottleneck here is that I need sulfur dust, and I've yet to find any sulfur veins. So something I could do is basically just find sulfur ore, or just craft some sulfur ore. But I realized that a more fun way of doing this would be kind of building some machines to help process the sulfur for us. So when I was mining out silver and lead, another ore in that vein is galena, probably pronouncing that wrong. But that can be smelted down into its dust, and then if we electrolyze that, we'll get some lead and silver, and then some sulfur as well. So I feel like that can be a little bit of a progression that we can try to do for today's episode. Yeah, so I also want to make a macerator. That's just another aside that I think is good to have. That will be used a good amount, and it will make, instead of using the mortar to crush down some ore, or to crush down ingots, we can just use that instead. And it's a pretty fast machine, so that's nice to have. All right, so yeah, we can get to that. We can store some of this stuff away. And yeah, so first let's work on this macerator. So we need a motor, we need a piston, and I think we already have 2 motors lying around somewhere. Yeah, we got 2 motors in here, so we just need to make a piston. So we just need some plates, some rods, some more plates and rods for this gear. Yeah, should be straightforward enough. So to make rods, I believe that is just... yeah, some ingots and a file, which we have. Throw some ingots in here. And I'm just going to make, I don't know, like 12 of them. Oh, okay, enough to get rid of our file. Let's go with that. And that uses a screwdriver. throw the plates in there and get this, and then we're going to need to take this stuff back out, And this needs tin cable, which I know we made a bunch of previously. And we get, what am I missing here? Oh, we didn't throw the motor in. Okay, so now we got our piston and our motor that we need for this. We also have to make this wrought iron buzzsaw blade. That's just some more tin cables and machine holes. So I can already see that I'm going to need a bunch more wrought iron plates. So I'm just going to get a stack of those cooking right away. We already got some circuits, and for this, it's just a bunch of tools surrounding some wrought iron plates. We are going to need to make another file, so let's do that. So that is just 2 of these plates on a stick. That's easy enough. There's my plates. Nice. I'll lock that as well. I'm having to remake my locked tools work table after moving that. Cool. So I got a file, and now I want to make this buzzsaw blade. What was that? So a wrench, hammer, file, and wire cutter. Okay, let's see if I can remember that correctly. Need our wrench, hammer, oops, file, and wire cutter, and then should do this. Nice, easy enough. And then we just need a couple circuits, and we got to make our machine hole as well, which we're going to need more of these plates for. So I'm glad I started cooking up these. That should be enough to make the hole, right? Need my wrench back, please. Got the hole and got the machine casing. And I think that should do it for our macerator. Ah, tin cables. Cool, we got another machine. We're just cooking through them. Is there a quest for this? Looks like there is. Nice. So yeah, macerator's nice. Like I said, it macerates thing. It's like a pulverizer from thermal. This can be used to double ores. So if I throw a diamond ore in here, I will get 2 like macerated diamond ores. But there are a few more steps I need to do to actually end up doubling that into actual diamonds. But if we want to go that route, we certainly can. And we are struggling a little bit on power, so I'm going to throw a bit more coal in here. Just do half a stack for now. I can always do more if I need it. And I'm just going to, I know I'm going to need a lot of these red alloy wires, so I'm going to turn all those into wires. Cool, we got the macerator out of the way. I'll save that drawer controller for a little bit later. I'm kind of on a machine run right now. Okay, so this one should be pretty straightforward. Just need some gold wires, already got circuits, and then another hole. Cool. So let's make the other hole. I need more wrought iron plates. Give me those tin cables back. Got the circuits. And then gold wires. I don't think I've made any of those, have I? Does not look like it. Just get some of those cooking. And I don't think I'll need that anymore. And once we have the gold wires, that should be pretty much all we need, right? We'll just need a piece of glass. Cool. Tin cables, they're really getting me today. Nice, and another one complete. Unless it doesn't want me to complete that quest yet. No, it says it's all good. Oh, it wants us to basically get some dust out of this. So yeah, electrolyzers, I guess I haven't really gone over too much about what electrolyzers do, but they basically let you turn certain dusts into other things. So a really common one to use is to basically turn clay dust into these 3 products. So I know I was talking about how lithium is a little bit tough to get at this stage of the game before. So with the electrolyzer, it's a bit easier to get. Clay dust is also very easy to get because you can just macerate terracotta. Where is that? Yeah, and then a bunch of these buildings are just made out of terracotta. Like that entire building is terracotta. So we can just use the macerator that we just made and basically get a bunch of good materials from that. The biggest one, I think, in the quest book is the aluminum dust. Because that is used in the next stage of voltage a lot. So we're going to need a lot of aluminum dust. So we'll probably be doing this this clay dust trick a good amount. Cool. For now, I'll get this going again. We got more wrought iron plates. I think things are looking pretty good. But what I said I wanted to do with that electrolyzer was get some of this galena going. So while that's smelting up, I'm going to grab some of this terracotta and then make some clay to complete that quest. I don't want to mess up these buildings too much. Maybe I'll take one that's a little bit further away. Yeah, you'll do just fine. Cool. Yeah, harvesting this terracotta is very easy to do. Cool. And just pop back out over here, and I already got a stack of terracotta. Excuse me. So yeah, this will turn into basically 4 stacks of that clay dust when I throw it into the macerator. And it's relatively quick. Oh no, we're out of power. I guess this this steam dynamo isn't doing quite as well as we thought it would. What's it struggling on? Oh, that's too bad. Well, we got 4 clay dust. Can let that build up a little bit of a back stuff of power for a bit. Let me throw in a little bit more clay. I didn't think it would have too much trouble keeping up with just a few machines, but apparently it does. In the meantime, something we can do is make this drawer controller. This is something I was meaning to do. Because basically, if we throw on a drawer controller, something like right here, we can basically double right click it, and that will deposit anything in our inventory to their respective drawers. It's a very handy tool to do, or to have. We just need some diamonds, which I threw in a drawer. So make a diamond block. And then we have some primitive circuits, and we need to get one of those framed drawers and then some iron plates as well. So iron plates, hopefully, I'm just going to make a few because I don't want to use up all of our power. Yeah, I guess that does have a net loss. That's too bad. And then what else do we need? Circuits, I think that's everything. Oh, the frames drawer, yeah, so I'll make that really quick. Some sticks around this, and that's the framed drawer. What was it? Like this, and the 2 circuits, and then we just need some iron plates that we're cooking up. Nice. Cool, we got a drawer controller. So that will complete a quest, and then, yeah, so I can just, I don't know where exactly, I'll just plop it for here for now. I think the range, it says the range is, what, 12, I believe? Oh, that's the quest for the macerator. I'll take those coins. Yeah, so the range is 12. So yeah, you can basically make a 25 by 25 area of drawers, which is quite a lot. But yeah, just to demonstrate, so I have these diamonds in my inventory. If I just double right click this, they're gone, and they went into the drawer over here. So it's easy. It's a lot easier to basically store all of your items instead of just having to find each individual one that you have. Cool. Okay, so we're done with the drawer controller. We got some Galena dust. My one concern is this does take a decent amount of EU. I'm just going to do basically 1 set of them for now, just to get a little bit of sulfur. Oops, that was 2 sets. And I can process them more later once we get a little bit more of a backstep of power. I guess we're already seeing that 1 steam dynamo is not going to last us very long in this pack. So I'll probably eventually set up a new source of power. What I did last time I played was basically make some ender tanks and then bring them to the nether, and then you can use a pump to get lava, and then you can make a magmatic dynamo, which has a lot more potential than these steam dynamos. And we can even get a few of those if we need, just because the leather is, or sorry, the nether is essentially an unlimited supply of lava. Yeah. Cool, so we got the drawer controller. This is looking like a nice wall of green. We got the drawer controller, the electrolyzer. Yeah, let me throw in a little bit more of this. But again, I'm going to be wary of the power situation we got going here. And yeah, we got some lead dust, silver dust, and sulfur from that, which is pretty nice. It's a whole lot of dusts going on right now. Okay, I'm not going to do too much. And then with this clay dust, we put that in the electrolyzer. That should be able to turn into a few of the other important dusts that we're going to want in the future. Cool, so let me throw some of this stuff away. Not like actually throw it away. I'm going to save on to that one piece of sulfur though. Save this terracotta for later. Got a bunch of cables that I cooked up, some circuits. Clean up the inventory a little bit. So with this sulfur, we can finally make our flux capacitor, which is actually extremely easy to make. Just lead, copper, redstone. Yeah. You can just make that pretty easily. And with this, we should be able to just replace one of our batteries with this. And oh, we're struggling again. Okay, that's enough. That's enough clay for now. Is that? I think it's just stuck draining power actually. So something I'm going to do is I'm going to just break and replace this. Okay, I'm not going to touch the machines for a bit though, because we need to let that build up for a bit. So it looks like it's going to store the power in the batteries first, but I think it should, just to test it out. Okay, yeah, it stores this. So we have a 10 million battery buffer now, which is probably not intentional by the modpack authors, but it's nice. We can just throw in as much charcoal as we want into this. We don't have to worry about producing energy unnecessarily. So just gonna let that run, and we should be able to get a pretty decent backstuff of power now. Cool. And then clear out my inventory with the drawer controller that we just made. That's very nice. So we got some nice dusts. The aluminum dust, like I said, very useful to have. Oh, good timing. Because we need to make aluminum ingots, and for that we need blast furnaces. So this is our first big square in the in the quest book. So blast furnaces are used a ton in this pack. They're basically a, I think it's what? It's a 3x4 structure with a bunch of coils in the middle. They're pretty neat looking, but you need them for a lot of different ingots. So yeah, the first thing we'll be using them for is aluminum ingots. So right here, you can see the only way to really make them that isn't basically just a version of itself being recrafted is using the aluminum dust in the blast furnace. And we can see, yeah, it's going to take a bunch more energy. So we are going to need to upgrade our energy relatively soon. I'll probably think about doing that in one of the new episodes coming up relatively soon. Cool. Another thing, now that we have lead, I've been putting this off for a little bit. I do want to make my flux magnet. What's that? Just this stuff? That'll be nice to have. And I do need to charge that up is the only thing. Can I do that right in here? I'm not really sure. Yeah, okay. That's pretty nice to have. Excuse me. I can't seem to kick this illness. Once that gets charged up, I can basically put it on my baubles. And then when I'm doing things like mining and harvesting wood, it just makes life a little bit easier because it will just pull in the it will pull in the resources to me without having to worry too much about it. I guess this flux capacitor is taking priority. Looks like it's just dependent on whatever's first. So this extra battery that we have is going to be kind of unnecessary now that we have the flux magnet. But, cool. We fired through a lot of stuff there. Let me take a second and figure out what I want to do next, and also let this power build up a little bit more so we can use these machines without having to worry about it. So I'll be right back. Cool, and we're back. So I did charge up this magnet, so just to kind of demonstrate. So if I chop it over here, it should... Okay, maybe that's not working. Is there a something... Oh, V to enable attraction. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. So basically, whenever I'm like harvesting trees, a lot of times I'll have to like run around and pick stuff up after I chop them all down. But see how stuff just kind of flies to me immediately. It's very, very nice to have. Replant some of these. So yeah, that's going to be nice for harvesting, for both mining and harvesting wood. I'll definitely be glad to have that moving forward. So I did let some of the power build up a little bit in here. We don't have a ton, but I think we should have enough to at least use our machines to make some of the things that we want to make. I did look through the quest book a little bit and figure out the direction I wanted to go. So I think the first thing we want to do is make steel. So steel is used in a whole lot of different machines, so that's going to basically open up a lot of different paths for us. So steel is pretty straightforward to make. We have this alloy smelter, so we can use wrought iron and coal dust or charcoal dust. I'm going to use charcoal dust because charcoal is just a lot easier to get than normal coal, and you do need regular coal for some things in the future. So to make charcoal dust, it's pretty straightforward. All we have to do is just macerate some charcoal. I'm just going to do just half a stack for now, but yeah, it goes pretty quickly. And then we also needed, what, wrought iron? Nice. So yeah, we can use the alloy smelter with the charcoal dust and the wrought iron, and that should give us a piece of steel. And hopefully not burn through too much of our power, but we'll see how that goes. In between episodes, I'm definitely, like, when this video is processing, I'll probably just AFK for a bit with letting the steam dynamo run for a bit, and then probably sooner rather than later, we're going to head to the nether and get a better power generation setup going. Because, yeah, one steam dynamo should not be able to last for that long. But yeah, so we're cooking up some steel. I'll just get a few pieces and make sure that this doesn't run out. But yeah, I can throw some of this stuff back in here. And then once we have steel, or we do already have a few pieces of steel, we can at least grab them to complete this quest. I'm assuming it's going to open up a lot of different... I guess it doesn't open up that many. So dark steel, that's used for some Ender IO stuff that will be coming up in the future. Actually, dark steel is used a good amount. We can also now make electrical steel, which is very nice. And that will basically be able to let us upgrade some of our... like, we can use this hardened upgrade kit on our steam dynamo, and it will be able to produce a lot more RF. That's nice to have. And then another thing it's used for is this robot arm. We need steel rods, and the robot arm is one of the more complex subcomponents. As you can see, it takes electrical motors and pistons and a circuit just to make this one part. But this is used for the more complex machines. The main one is the basic assembling machine that I want to make. This takes processors. So like I showed before, processors take 4 circuits to make. So this actually takes 8 circuits and then also a circuit for each robot arm. So it takes 10 circuits in total to make this machine. But that machine is what's going to open up a lot of things in the future for us. So with that said, I want to work towards getting a robot arm, but the thing I want to make before that is actually a lathe. And again, I think lathe is how you're supposed to pronounce this. A lathe is basically something that lets you throw in an ingot and take rods from it. So right now, rods are pretty easy to make for us. We can just use a file on an ingot, but with a lathe, we'll be able to get 2 rods per ingot, which is very nice. So it's not too hard to make. It's just another pretty straightforward machine. I think we already have the 2 circuits, I believe. We do have the circuits. So we're just going to need to use some of those wrought iron plates to make a machine hull. Actually, before I get into that, let me make sure my power is okay. Yeah, I think we're all right. But I'm not going to put any more charcoal in. Got a good amount of steel, though. Yeah, because that's still relatively low. Yeah, so we got our wrought iron plates in here, so we'll make a machine casing. And where's my tin? Nope, that's red alloy. Just threw it in here. Make the machine hull for this. We need a diamond, which we have easily. And then we need a motor and a piston. And that's it. So for the motor, we need, I think we have some of this stored away somewhere. We got some copper wire, iron rods. Do we have any of the magnetic left? Does not look like it. So I'm going to take, I think we're going to need a few more iron rods actually. No, we'll need, what do we need? 2 of these in total? No, I don't think so. We just need some redstone. Just gonna need 2 of these. Nice. Iron rods, tin cables, fine copper wire. So we'll need, yeah, 2 of these. And then we'll need to transform one of them into a piston, which we're going to need one more gear. Throw that in here. Psh, now I'm one rod short. It's terrible. Oh, not in here. Getting my work tables confused. What am I missing in here? That. And I think that should be everything. Just my tin cables, like always. Should be the title of this episode is Tin Cable Troubles. Yeah, I wasn't able to see if there was a quest for this one. One might pop up a little bit later, but we'll see. But yeah, so just to demonstrate, since we are going to need a steel rod for the robot arm, so we throw in one ingot, and then it should give us 2 rods. Ah, these machines are wonderful. And then we also don't have to deal with those work tables. I'm really happy about that. Power's building back up. Let me make sure this is... it's got plenty of fuel. Cool, so we got our lathe done. Oh, also, you'll see as we complete a lot of these beginning quests, more and more stuff in this early game tab will pop up. So soon enough, we'll be making the cluster mill and centrifuge, and I think we'll get to this relatively soon. The polarizer is nice. It will, instead of using redstone, we can use power to basically turn an iron rod into a magnetic iron rod. So that's nice to have. But yeah, last part of the episode, I want to make this robot arm, because this will be very nice for a lot of things. So we're going to need some more circuits, pistons, motors, steel rods, which we just made. So I think we're out of circuits. So if we want to make more of these, what do we need? Resistors. And for that, we need more copper wires, which we have some. So remember, we can use the cheaper copper wires, the fine copper wires, if you will. And since we have some more power, I'm going to start just making up some more steel. You can never have enough steel in this pack. It's crazy how much you will go through. Cool. Make some more resistors. What am I missing? Ah, coal dust. I have some of that, don't I? Yep. Cool. Lock that as well. Why did that not stay? I'm not sure. And then we need some wrought iron plates. Got 2 more. That's enough for now. That is enough for now. Okay, then we just want to make a couple motors and a piston. So we need 3 of these motors, which again, I need a lot more of this fine copper wire. So I'm glad I'm cooking that up right now. That will do. Iron rods, magnetic iron rods. So let's actually use our new lathe to make some of these iron rods. And then since we don't have that polarizer yet, we're still going to have to use redstone to get the magnetic iron rods, but we can make a bunch of pistons this way. Let's get our tin cables dropped off in there. Then, how would that go through it so quickly? Or is it just the number of machines that's running? It should be able to handle 4 machines at once, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. It might just be... I mean, that's enough power for now. It's not a lot, but it should be enough. Huh, that's interesting. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to make that many in that case. We are rocking through this power. Yeah, next episode, we're going to try to improve our power for sure. So let's turn a few of these into the magnetic kind. Then throw all of this stuff in here. Make some motors. And then turn one of those into a piston. Which we're going to need a couple wrought iron. I'm not cooking up too much stuff right now just so I can be cautious of... how much energy we are flying through right now. This isn't still... Okay, it is going up. Just barely. And then we need some plates, which are hiding here. Always forget. One more gear. this is the #1 reason why you shouldn't make only what you need. Why you should always be making extras, because there's always going to be a use for more wrought iron rods. There's always going to be a use for more plates. So that's why it's best to just do a stack at a time. But the reason I'm not doing that is because of my power woes. But yeah, like I said, next episode we will work on improving that. So throw this stuff in here. I'm gonna lock that as well. Make our gear, bring it back over here. Make our piston. So we got those two things. We got a circuit, right? Did we get a circuit? Yep. And then we just needed those 2 steel rods, which we had. I think we should have everything. What a fitting end to the episode. I forgot tin cables again. It's beautiful. And we got ourselves a robot arm. It's so scary. So I think these can actually be... Oh, what did I just do? Can I take that? I want to keep that. Okay, phew. I don't know exactly what robot arms do, but they can be used on machines. I'm not really sure. I can look into that. But the main thing I want this for is to make that assembler, like I was saying before. And is that in the early game tab? I'm sure we'll come upon it eventually once we get to it. But yeah, that is gonna do it for today. We got through a lot of different stuff. We made the robot arm. We made a few more machines. I think we doubled our amount of machines, and this line is just gonna keep on going. Yeah, we started off with just the compressor wire mill and alloy smelter, but we made our macerator, electrolyzer, and lathe today, which is very nice. Yeah, so next episode, probably going to focus on upgrading my power supply, and then from there we can just keep on chugging along through these quests, hopefully make some cooler machines, eventually make our way to this blast furnace, which should be nice. But yeah, 5 episodes in, I assume that is some kind of milestone, I guess. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.